It's that time of year again. The Reavers are off to Grand Junction, Colorado. Meanwhile, down in Florida, it's in the waters, as in Jaguar Jake. Hey, how about some Falcons and Yellow Jackets on the fly for some bragging rights? Is she fly or what? The AD behind the magic that is Iowa Western.
My name's Tara Moyers. I'm the assistant women's basketball coach at Iowa Western, and the Bluffs Sports Zone starts now.
Hello, I'm JJ Davis, and welcome to this latest edition of the Bluff Sports Zone. Yes, it's Christmas in May. Why? Well, the Iowa Western baseball program is the gift that just keeps on giving. The Reavers are headed for another Rocky Mountain high, not to mention their fourth national championship in the last 6 years. Sam Saplesio Field, here they come. The Reavers swinging away at the JUCO World Series for the 9th time in the last 13 years.
It doesn't get old. I mean, you know, I always talk about human nature. It's human nature for people to start taking stuff for granted, to just think that it's routine or anything like that. And it's far from that for us. I mean, that's part of my job, teaching these kids, is that you work for things every day. It's been, in some fashion, a very nice surprise. Some guys have grown up and continue to grow up, and some of them being sophomores, taking those roles, growing up in those roles of leadership, and then some freshmen who have been growing up, and they're still freshmen, but they've been growing up and accepting some roles.
It's awesome. I think sophomore class for sure. We've been working hard, you know, back to back. Never, from what we know, it really has never happened before. So we really want to kind of go down there and make history.
You just got to stay calm. You got to be relaxed. You don't get too big. I mean, there's going to be people yelling. It's going to be loud, but you just got to stay calm.
You got to be calm. There's a lot of people, a lot of fans. It's going to be loud. You got anxiety. You just got to stay calm and play baseball.
The number one thing that I've always tried to do is they got to understand that there's no one sitting up there, you know, there's not 13,000 people sitting up there wanting to watch any of our kids have a bad game. So many of these kids, that they hope and they wish, man, I hope we play as well as we can. I mean, what you can do is have the right attitude and give the great effort. And then whatever is going to be is going to be. And so I try to take a lot of the hope and the wish out of it.
Just like Coach Reardon says, everybody's a link in a chain. Everybody's got to step in and do their job, and I think we have a lot deeper team than we did last year. Last year we had our guys. Everybody knew what they were going to do every day. Everybody knew who was going to step up. And I think this year it's just come to the park every day. You don't know who's going to be that guy.
Just making history. No team has ever won it back-to-back, and just everything we've worked for. Have 2 rings.
I don't know. I really don't. I was speechless last year when we won it, and I'm sure I'd be speechless again if we won it this year.
It really still feels like just a couple weeks ago we were there. You know, I actually had a dream last night about being there with the guys on last year's team, and it's just crazy that we're heading on the bus for that road trip to get back already.
Oh my gosh.
And on an odd year.
Yeah, and the Hall of Fame. So, oh man, that's a great question. It would just, I don't know. I'm almost speechless on that. If that would really happen.
It's a feeling, it's a feast that never gets old. Every year, every trip, a new beginning for Iowa Western. And in the end, same old story. All right, so here's the deal. The defending national champs are just one of 3 teams to make it back from a year ago. And Iowa Western climbs the mountains with the best overall record. The Reavers enter the tournament at a sparkling 52-5. Iowa Western carries a 35-game winning streak into its opener against South Carolina Sumter on Saturday, May 23rd. Then you got Dodge City. Hey, Walters State with 54 wins, followed by Northwest Florida State. Now, Delgado and Chattahoochee, the only repeat performers from a year ago. San Jac North, McLennan, and Yavapai. Now, one of our aces, the former Glenwood Ram himself, Zach Harper-Blunt, is covering all the action. Zach will be back with all the highlights from the JUCO World Series on our next show. A little later, some highlights from another local soccer showdown. But up next, a former Reaver and Falcon makes like a cat in Jaguars country when we come back.
At Council Plus Savings Bank, you still get personalized customer service.
We have identity-safe checking with LifeLock, identity theft protection.
You get personal mortgage lending to fit your needs now and in the future.
You get business banking with the latest technology because saving you time saves you money.
At Council Plus Savings Bank, you get people who answer when you call and local employees who are actively involved in our community. Council Plus Savings Bank, hometown banking the way it used to be.
And then from this angle, it all makes a star.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore.
Show up
and frustration, a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy and giving up impossible.
And then we're going to turn the lights and everybody look up.
I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought.
What's your reaction? Yeah, exactly.
And unconventional methods
okay, what else?
common.
This is their world.
There's nothing.
And then they die. Go ahead, go, go, go.
I'm a teacher. I make more.
Ever wonder what makes us, the Smurfs, so happy? The forest, of course. This is where we, along with the beautiful forest creatures, make our home with beautiful plant life, clean water, and endless adventures. It's a place to celebrate. So discover the forest with your family today. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
This portion of the Bluffs Sports Zone brought to you by Cutler O'Neill, Meyer Woodring, family-owned funeral home, serving Council Bluffs in southwest Iowa for over 100 years.
Never forget this moment, 2012. Iowa Western, in just its 4th season of football, wins the national title. And at the center of it all, a local quarterback from a small little itty-bitty Catholic school. But this kid played big, played in a lot of big-time games, and made a lot of big-time plays. Well, he's going to need them now more so than ever.
Quarterback Jake Waters.
It's been a long road for Jake Waters. Number 15 won a state title at St. Albert. The JUCO All-American and record breaker then runs the show and leads Iowa Western to a national championship. Jake sets numerous school passing records and is named second-team All-Big 12 at K-State. And now, the 23-year-old hopes to make it in the NFL with Jacksonville. The Jaguars just completed their first minicamp.
It was a fun day. It was kind of crazy, kind of hectic. You know, we just kind of got thrown in there. They gave us a bunch of stuff to study. You know, but that's what more can you ask for? You're out here competing with these guys for a great organization. It's a great time. It's kind of frustrating at the same time. You know, you're learning a whole new offense, but everyone's going through it, so no excuses. And I thought today went well.
I'm sure they're all competitive, you know, once you get to that level. Right. But I think the struggles that he's gone through, and it's not that, you know, from the small high school to the junior college ranks, to learning that system, to being successful there, then the doubters of the Division I level, and then going and being successful there. I don't think anything's gonna faze him, you know, when things go bad. He's been through that before.
It's definitely different from Kansas State where I came from, but you know, I learned K-State's offense pretty quick, and I had to since I came from a JUCO.
I mean, he's a student of the game. He'll be, I was telling someone the other day that, you know, you go through your first mini camp practice and I'm watching it and or see some clips of him. Afterwards, everybody's probably going, you know, relaxing. I know where he's at. He's probably studying the playbook and or watching film to try to improve, and he's just so determined.
I just got to do all I can after practice studying to kind of get caught up to speed.
He's a winner. I mean, any place he's been, he's won. And I think those are some, as a quarterback, that sometimes you take for granted. He may not be the tallest, he may not have the strongest arm, he may not be the fastest, but you put some of those intangibles, kids love playing for him, they respect him, and he knows how to win and what it takes to win.
He's the epitome of the road to success is paved with hard work. Well, it's been a long road for Council Bluffs quarterback Jake Waters. The former Falcon has passed every test. Just one more, the final exam, that is the NFL. And everywhere he's played, Jake has left behind some pretty impressive numbers. And numbers don't lie, starting up on the hill. 2007, Jake Waters leads St. Albert to the Class 1A state championship. Over 1,500 yards passing, 19 touchdown passes, just 4 picks. Jake really doesn't get recruited heavily, so he heads right down the street to Iowa Western. Leads the Reavers to their first national title, named JUCO's Offensive Player of the Year. Sets a JC record, completing 73% of his passes. 39 TD strikes during that championship run. Next stop, Kansas State. Named second team All-Big 12 in 2014. 22 touchdowns passing, 9 more running. Jake also sets numerous passing records at K-State. And then just weeks ago, Jake Waters signs a free agent deal with the Jaguars of the NFL. The kid from Council Bluffs, it seems, just can't be stopped. Also, former Reaver record receiver Dion Long signs a free agent contract with the Titans. And former Reaver Corey Morrissey agrees to a deal with the Ravens and then walks away from football prior to his first mini camp. Morrissey says he's just burned out. Not so for this lady. The fire still burns, so much so that she's getting recognized for it. But next up, kicking and screaming for bragging rights. After the break.
The Mid-America Center is the Heartland's premier entertainment and convention center. April 25th, the Omaha Roller Girls take on the North Star Roller Girls in roller derby action. Then May 16th, they're back at the MAC for Sponsor Appreciation Night. The MAC offers free parking for all events, including those in the convention center. May 29th through the 31st, Okamacon comes to Council Bluffs. Then July 10th and 11th, enjoy all things British, movies, books, and more at British Fest 2015. Tickets, information, and more at midamericacenter.com.
Get your ass suit. You're not sitting here. Yes, I am. Move. Give it to him hard. No.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Why are you stabbing me with it? No.
They want to help,
Ow.
but don't know how. Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
Body language. Without saying a word, it can tell you so much. Like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time. Time to call 911 immediately. The sooner they get to the hospital, the sooner they'll get treatment. And that can make a remarkable difference in their recovery. Learn the body language, the sudden signs, and spot a stroke fast.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Your future is here at CBTV. You're in the game. You take the shots. It's your story. The Media Studies program at Iowa Western. Real reality TV starring you. For more information, go to iwcc.edu. One team has seemed to have gotten its groove back, and the other getting better, but still not there yet. I'm talking St. Albert and Thomas Jefferson. One having been to state a few times these last few years, and the other close, but not quite. They meet again on the pitch. Here's IWTV student Dylan Lindberg.
Another in-town rivalry game, Thomas Jefferson hosting 10th-ranked St. Albert. 7 minutes into the game, Cole McBride sneaks one in. Visitors lead 1-0. TJ outshoots the Falcons 14-11, trying to get something going, but Kyle Barnes stretches out with the save, and the ball deflects off the crossbar. 25th minute, Maxwell Donaldson right foot far post. St. Albert goes up 2-0. A couple minutes later, Brody Brandenburg connects with the goal. Visitors take a 3-1 lead into the break. Second half, the Falcons with 6 shots on goal. The Jackets score a late goal in the 88th minute, but St. Albert holds on to win it 3-2.
We kind of got away from what we were doing in the last 10 minutes of the game there, and they were connecting 5-6 passes, and we were 1 or 2 and booting it out of there instead of just playing possession. And give credit to them. I know they never quit.
We get really pumped up for these city games, and they mean a lot to us, so it's a big accomplishment for us to get city champs.
I think we just got to come into every game like it's our last game, you know? I mean, I've seen these guys compete, and I haven't seen another team out there that we cannot compete with and play against.
I think that going 100% in the game, the full 80 minutes, because every game so far we can't go a full 80 minutes. So I think if we actually went 100% the whole game, that we could actually come out on top.
Falcons complete the sweep of the city teams. St. Albert has now won 7 in a row. For the Bluffs Sports Zone, I'm Dylan Lindberg.
Thanks, Dee. And the hits just keep on coming from the Falcons. St. Albert has now won at least 10 games in 14 of the last 15 years. That's something to shout about. The Birds, at last report, 11-4 and looking good. DJ, 5 games under 500. AL, 5-9. And Lewis Central, the Titans just 3 wins in 15 games. Girls side, 7th ranked LC sitting pretty, 10-3. The number 8 Saints, not too shabby themselves at 12-4. The Lady Jackets are coming on. TJ now 8-9. And Abraham Lincoln an impressive 9-4. Now 3 of the guys' teams below the 500 mark, and 3 of the gals above it. Up next, our play of the week. Let me see. Guess who? And a lady who needs no introduction on the other side.
For more than a quarter century, thousands of Southwest Iowa athletes have relied on this team, Jenny Ed Sportsmed. Their sole focus is to prevent, diagnose, and treat your sports injury. They even partner with the surgeons at Ortho West, ensuring you get your own exclusive roadmap back to action. Methodist Jenny Ed Sports Med invites all Southwest Iowa athletes to its free walk-in clinic, open every Saturday morning, August through October. Jenny Ed Sports Med.
If you store your guns properly.
So not just anyone can get to them.
I'll feel safer when I'm playing outside.
Safer when walking home.
I won't have to tell so many family members. I'm sorry.
I won't hear as many scary stories. Or scary news reports.
I won't have to hold someone's hand and shout you're gonna make it.
And I won't have to tell my kids, this isn't a drill.
Please.
Please.
Please. Please.
Please.
Do it for us.
For us. Do it for us.
Your family, friends, and neighbors are all counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. If you own a firearm and are not using it, please be responsible and be sure that it's stored in a safe place. Remember, always, lock it up. For more information on firearm storage safety, visit ncpc.org.
Jack Frost, you do have beautiful teeth.
My what?
Are they really as white as they say? Yes. Oh, they really do sparkle like freshly fallen snow.
This is an excellent example of what teeth should look like.
Check out the iridescence of that incisor, the beauty of that bicuspid, the magnificence of those molars.
And the best way to achieve such terrific teeth is brushing.
2 minutes, twice a day. Not 30 seconds, not a minute 45.
2 minutes. That's all it takes.
They're beautiful.
Another great showing for the Iowa Western track and field teams at Nationals, as the men finished 4th in the team standings and the women 8th. That's not all. How about some more national champions? As in 3 more, 2 on the men's side and 1 on the women's, as the Reavers continue to move onward and upward on the track. First, the men's side. Iowa Western wins the long jump and the 800. Yannick Bennett brings home the gold in the women's 400 hurdles. So chalk up 3 more national titles for the Reavers. And it just keeps getting better and better for Emmett Statzer and the Iowa Western track and field program. Now, is it me, or are all the teams at Iowa Western good, or at least always in contention for something? And of course, there's a lot of reasons for it. The players, the coaches, the facilities, the traditions, and so on. But what about the lady in the corner office? Well, we know her well. Council Bluffs does too. And now? This has been an all too familiar sight at Iowa Western. National championship trophies, and plenty of them. One of the architects of this Reaver dominance? Right down the hall on the left. Brenda Hampton has been named an Under Armour Athletics Director of the Year.
It's an honor to be recognized by your peers, because this is a recognition from other athletic directors in the field. So when they recognize the work that you do, it's quite an honor.
What's hurting us as well as you two?
Obviously, we have an outstanding staff and great student athletes and great support from our administration, which obviously it takes more than just me.
The former volleyball coach is finishing up her 14th year. Now, Brenda's seen the Iowa Western Athletic Department grow from just 5 teams to 21. And during that span, the Reavers have had 165 All-Americans and won 14 national titles.
Get a body on people!
She lets you do your job. She doesn't interfere a lot. She's a very good organizer as far as getting fundraising and just different events on campus, but she did a good job of making sure she hires good coaches, and then she doesn't shackle you.
He hires coaches to coach, which has been a neat thing. Obviously, starting a program from the ground up, but allowing her coaches to, she trusts in who she hires and lets them go coach.
We're ahead! We're ahead!
She pays attention to detail, and sometimes you have an athlete that just worries about money, or they just worry about compliance. She's very well balanced, very organized, and she's smart.
When the setter's in the front row, she knows every rule in the rule book,
You know, she's super huge into compliance, making sure we do it the right way, not just winning, but winning, you know, the right way.
There's 10 different concerns in, you know, one single day, and 100 different decisions that need to be made like every single day. And you just try to do the best that you can with the information that you have.
So nice when you're maybe on a bus or something, you're driving back from a tough loss, and you get that text from the athletic director that says, you know, you did a great job and keep doing what you're doing, and that just picks you up. And she's very good about doing that.
I've been around a lot of athletic directors, and for her to trust in her coaches to coach, you know, she's not going to be in your program. She trusts that you're going to do it the right way.
We make it look simple, but it's not simple. It's very difficult what she's put together here, and she should be honored to receive this award.
She's a great person. You know, she cares a lot about all the sports, and she's a diehard for Iowa Western.
Super proud of this program and Iowa Western, and how far we've come from where we came from and to where we are now. And, you know, again, I owe that to an army of people. So maybe one day, when I'm all done with it, I can look back and then I can reflect.
Yes, this has been an all too familiar sight at Iowa Western. National championships, ring ceremonies, and more. One big reason. Down the hall on the left, she does things the right way. One of the Under Armour Athletic Directors of the Year, Brenda Hampton. And now, it's time for our Play of the Week, brought to you by Buena Vista University. Deja vu all over again. Iowa Western is headed back to the JUCO World Series. The Reavers, here earlier in the season, swept the Northern District Tournament, winning all 3 games. Iowa Western earns a trip to Colorado for the 16th time in school history, 8th in the last 9 years. Raritan and the Reavers with our Play of the Week. The Play of the Week is brought to you by Buena Vista University. Summer classes begin May 4th and June 29th. Fall classes kick off August 24th. Call 712-749-1990 to register today. And that's the name of that tune. This show has spanned the globe, from Florida to the Rockies and everywhere in between. And speaking of the mountains, as I stated earlier, Zach Harper Blunt is in Grand Junction, Colorado, and he'll be back with all the highlights from the JUCO World Series on our next show. Can Raritan and the Reavers make some more history? We will soon find out. And remember, as always, to keep it here for more news and information in your community by tuning in to the Council Bluffs News with Marie Zeitner. And so, for this latest edition of the Bluff Sports Zone, I'm J.J. Davis, and as always, I'll see you around.